And we'll step this off and give you guys a range here in a bit, but I gotta tell you, I'm tickled with that Fiocchi golden turkey load. It absolutely, this bird did not move 1 inch, just went directly down. And we'll allude to these shells in a bit here when we got a little bit of downtime, but I'm shooting these golden turkeys and I've got some good experience with them. I run a pheasant hunting operation in northeastern South Dakota, and I rely on the golden pheasant lineup from Fiocchi, and then actually I go to their 3-inch number 4s, which I believe, same shot, copper plated, I believe those are pushing them at 1,200 feet a second, and their golden turkey is in effect the same load, only hotter, tossing them downrange at 13.25, I believe it is, on the speed, and you can see just how hard these hit. And when we go to eat this bird, something that a lot of folks overlook that I love with this copper plated or nickel plated shot is it maintains a tighter pattern because there isn't the deformity getting flyers in your pattern. And then beyond that, especially with the pheasants, we clean thousands of them a year, and it's rare to find a BB in the breast with any feathers, where in the past with lead shot that becomes deformed and gets little jagged edges and drives those feathers in. So when it comes to table fare, it's a lot cleaner meat to eat, and I've never ended up, since I started shooting the copper plated stuff, with a BB in a breast. So just something to consider out there, and a reasonably priced load at that. Boy, I gotta tell you, I am just absolutely, I'm gonna hug this guy, tickled. I'm assuming these birds were really hot. Like I say, this is my first time actually calling a turkey itself, but literally I would guess they responded to 80% of the times I scratched on anything. We hammered on a box call. We'd get a lot of response out of that, and as they got very close, they were coming in behind us, so it was tough to judge actually what the birds themselves were doing other than listening to them. But then I went down to a slate and just started doing what would be my version of little purrs with a little cluck in behind it, and they'd pop off on that every single time. Gotta tell you, Black Hill, South Dakota, you can't beat this. This is a do-it-yourself deal, not a lot of money involved. If you're a novice like I am too, there's not a lot of money in equipment. We hunted out of a blind, more so for the fact that we could have the camera in there and get away with a little more movement, but you can take your existing shotgun. To let you guys know, this is a factory full choke, not even custom choke, so no money there. You know, your basic camo, whatever you got laying around at home, get yourself out, do this, then you can start moving up into the more higher item, more sophisticated stuff, which I know I'm gonna, because I am damn sure hooked. With that, we're gonna run out on the prairie over the weekend, which I'm very fortunate. Gonna have Larry Bennett, that's out of Center City, which is in between Lead and Deadwood, local hardcore hunter, very well known in the area, take us out on a ranch, and I'm gonna sit back and let him do the work for us there and see if we can't get a prairie bird. Coming back for another little revisit to this bird. Take a look at the spurs on that guy too. We didn't look at those earlier. And then we're gonna, once we get squared away here, we're gonna talk a little more equipment. We're gonna talk guns. We mentioned earlier, Sorry Imports just literally shipped the first guns to be used, shotguns to be used in the US, out to the Black Hills here, specifically to Buckstop Gun Shop in Belle Fourche. Thank them for that. And they're going to play a large role in my pheasant hunting operation this year as well. We've got some gas operated autos right now. They're bringing in some inertias. They also have over and unders and pumps, and through future shows we'll show those to you folks as well. But god dang it, I can't say enough. This is another thing I'm hooked on. You know, and I've been cussing myself that I haven't completely filled the boat up with all my stuff and got out on a wahi, but this makes up for it. Another thing with this too, and obviously I'm completely prejudiced on this, and I have no shame for saying it, but we are so blessed here in South Dakota. And we alluded to the fact that we're still in this Chinese pandemic that we're dealing with here, I guess, year of the pandemic. The local businesses could use the support out here. Obviously, the Black Hills are tourism based. Don't be afraid to come out and see these folks. They've treated us very good for years. I would like to give a shout out to Deadwood itself. The Chamber of Commerce has been more than conducive to helping me throughout the years through the activities I've done here in the hills, thanks to Lee Harstead, the long-term director of that. Franklin Hotel, the historic Franklin Hotel, which I absolutely love, in the old part of Deadwood, which is right close to all the action, right next to the number 10, where Wild Bill met his demise, as so did this guy. No aces and eights for him though. Just number 4 copper plated. Good. All right, we got a little blues for the Black Hills going here. We bagged out on our Hills bird here, so we're just goofing around, looking at some of the scenery here in between rain squalls. And we're right above Deadwood, but what's real apparent here is they had issues with pine beetles in the last several years, and you can see the bare spots as a result of that. Which isn't necessarily a bad thing. Without fire, with man taking away the natural fires, it has altered the ecosystem of the hills, and this has opened up a lot more ground to let the sunlight through it, a lot more browsing opportunities for the various critters.